Hi guys, in today's video I am sharing with you the kind of equipment that I'm using on the wedding day during the introductions. So basically when the bride and groom and the bridal party are being introduced to the reception. Hi guys, if we never met before, my name is Yana Shellman and I'm a wedding photographer in New Jersey and Philadelphia area, and I'm going through this series of what kind of equipment I'm using throughout the whole wedding day. And if you're watching this video a little bit later, then all of the parts of the day and all of the equipment that I'm using throughout the day is below this video, links to every video. But as I mentioned, today I am talking about introductions. So basically whenever the bride and groom are being introduced to their guests during the reception as a married couple, and the bridal party and the parents, grandparents, flower girls, ring bearers are being introduced as well. I feel like it potentially could be one of the most stressful parts of the days, just because this is the first time when I am photographing inside, and for the majority of my receptions it is after the sunset or in the ballroom where it's a little bit darker, so I am using my flashes. And I'm so sorry you guys, today I'm not talking about lighting equipment will be covered in different videos, whatever I'm doing with my lighting. Today I'm only talking about bodies and lenses that I'm using. But still, if it would be daylight, I think it will be a little bit easier because it's just my lenses that would be important. But here I'm also thinking about lighting, and that's why it's a little bit more stressful to me, because this is the very first time. I did test it on my second shooter and my assistant on other guests coming into the room, so I see it a little bit. But the light potentially is changing. Sometimes there are projectors pointed at where the bridal party and the bride and groom are coming from. So it's always unexpected things that are coming. Plus, there's a lot of motion because there is forward motion that the bridal party and bride and groom are coming forward towards me, and they're doing a lot of things that are happening. They're dancing, they're trying to show off cool moves, like doing fun things. So I try to capture it as much as possible, but I'm not going to lie, it is a little bit stressful because I am trying to get a lot of motion with a light that I'm using for the first time set up that evening. But again, I'm not talking about the light right now, it's the lens choice that is also very important. From my experience, I find that Canon 70-200 and Canon 35, so Canon 70-200 2.8 or Canon 35 1.4 has the best performance and focus the fastest. In my case, I have used 24-70. There it is, Canon 24-70 2.8. I've used that enough, but it does not focus in the darkness as fast as I would like. And again, as I mentioned, there's a lot of motion and a lot of action going on during the introductions, so I feel like the faster lens I can get, the better. And I mentioned in many of my videos that I do love my Canon 50 1.4. However, because people are coming at me from possibly further away distance or closer, I feel like I either need a wider lens or lens that has zoom capability. So I have never used 50 for introductions this far, but my 70-200. If the room is on the larger side, which is normally the case, because normally the reception rooms are pretty spacious, and I did mention that my average wedding is around 100 to 170 people. Sometimes it's a little bit less, sometimes it's more, but the average. So you can imagine that the room for 150 people would be pretty large. So I am able to use my zoom lens. 70-200 has a lot of zoom and I can see far away. And again, I found that this lens focuses really well in the darkness, and again, it captures a lot of good motion, and I really like the distortion of this lens. So in some of the cases I can fully use 70-200 for the bridal party to come in, depending on where they're doing all the fun stuff. If they just come into the room and do all of the fun things while they're still far away, I will capture all of the action while they're still far away, and then by the time they get to the dance floor they're not doing it anymore. So I kind of don't need to photograph. I mean, I try to, but it is going to be a very nice simple portrait of them just walking in up a little bit closer to me. However, if they're walking in from further away, I'm going to grab a few simple photos of them walking while they're still far away, and then once they get on the dance floor, if they're doing all the fun things on the dance floor, I will use my 35 to capture all of that motion, because this is a wide angle lens and I'm able to see everything right in front of me. Even if they get super close to me, I am able to focus and capture all the fun stuff. And again, I do try to go from one lens to another in either of the cases. Even if they're just keep walking on the dance floor, I still try to switch to my 35 and grab a few simple photos of them walking again towards me, just so that there is a safe shot for me. Because again, if I'm not able to get a cool fun photo of them doing stuff on the dance floor, that is okay, because that's the nature of wedding photography, that I do my best to capture as much as possible, but sometimes it's too dark, I did not get things in focus, there's a lot of motion, there are people, there are videographers, DJs that potentially can walk right in front of me at the most important moment of time. And if I do not get the fun photo, at least I have a safe photo of just as a part of the record of the history that yes, they were part of the party, they walked in, this is the sequence of events throughout the wedding day. So yes, grabbing a photo of them coming up closer to me on the dance floor with my 35 is super helpful as well. And that's right, if the room would be very well lit and on the smaller size, I would use 24-70 to photograph introduction, because I love how convenient this lens is, because it can get me nice and wide angle at 24 and zoom in all the way to 70, which looks pretty good and pretty compressed too. I really like the way it looks. However, in most, so far in all of the cases that my weddings that I have had, it was a little bit too dark for me to feel safe to use it, because it does not focus fast enough. I hope this video was helpful to you guys. If you have any other questions, wedding photography or business or anything else related or not related to wedding photography, please leave me a comment below this video or message me on social media. I would love to answer your question and hopefully help you in growing your wedding photography business. And I hope to see you in my next video. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.